Welcome back. This is number 38, Man Sharpens Man. And I have my cohort, Charlie Settles, here.
Hello.
Did you see how I modified your name last time? I put Charlie Nuclear Fallout Eventually Settles.
Oh, I didn't see that, actually.
I've just been coming up with new ways to remake your name, because Settles...
I've actually heard that same thing a few times.
That same Nuclear
nickname,
Fallout
yeah.
one? God damn it. There's no originality in the world anymore. You can just say anything you want. You can try to be original. You can be like, a zebra's wearing a condom to have sex with a dolphin. And someone's already said that shit before.
I've never heard that one. But
You've never heard that?
That'd be a good tattoo.
That is, it is. That's a very common saying among meth heads.
Yeah, I'm not into tattoos, but...
Or meth.
Yeah, not necessarily.
Do you have any tattoos, Charlie?
No.
Zero tattoos. That is something we share in common. Did you know I have no tattoos?
No, I just assumed.
10 years of prison and no tattoos.
Actually, I did know.
That's a long record. That's a record.
Yeah, that's pretty good. It's actually really good. That's impressive.
I didn't want hepatitis.
Yeah. Not the best thing to get.
No, it's not fun. I mean, I would bang Pamela Anderson, though, maybe. Not the now Pamela Anderson. I wish I could time travel and bang girls. That's one of the bad things about this sexual harassment crap that's going on right now, is the girls that come out on these guys, it's always like 20 years later. And, like, not to be mean or anything, but you always look at the girl and you're like, really? Come on. But then they've started, you know what the news has started doing? They've started showing the young picture of the girl.
Oh,
so that you, understand it.
Yeah,
like, it's kind of sexist of the news to show the young picture. Because they're like, we know you're not going to believe they sexually harassed this old lady, but here's a picture of her when she's 14 and she had some cans.
Showing him now, it's just not believable.
It's not believable.
If you see someone like that.
It's like, come on, Bill Cosby didn't touch that old lady. Oh, when she was young, I get it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
They're going to come up with like a CSI Time Travelers next. That's going to be the next CSI show. CSI Time Traveler, where they can go back and get these dirtbags.
Or I was thinking like a time traveler, like porno thing, if you're thinking about that. If you said like, you said you want to go back in time and like bang Pamela Anderson. Oh. That could be a good like series.
That would be a good thing. A porno time traveler. I like it. I could get down by with the production of that. We could cast. We know a couple female comics that would probably be down to do, like, not the porn part, but you know, they would do some acting. It would like a comedy. Make it like a comedy. It'd be funny.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if
it wouldn't be X-rated or anything. It'd have to be like a TV show or something like that.
Like when they say you shouldn't make a podcast because the market's too flooded, I think that's bullshit. But when they say you shouldn't make a porn because the market's too flooded, I can get behind that, because there's enough porn. Like, they can just stop now. They've done every single thing. They can just stop now. Like, I don't even know what the fuck they could do different. They've had every type of looking woman, from big to fat to little to thin, burn victim, amputees. They've had the whole fucking gauntlet, Charlie.
Well, we've yet to see Hillary Clinton.
Oh,
so
true.
I'm still waiting on that.
Ooh, man. I used to feel like I could console her when Bill Clinton was being a bastard. And he was putting cigars in Monica Lewinsky's pussy and stuff. Did you know that was one of the things he did, Charlie? I know that's a little bit before your time, the sexual harassment case for Bill Clinton. But you know, one of the things that came out that he was doing up in the Oval Office was he took a big old Cuban. Well, I mean, big old. I don't know how big it is. That's my imagination. But he took a cigar, you know, a stogie. And you know how you moisten them so they burn even. Mm-hmm. He slid it in her so it would moisten, and then I assume he still smoked it or something as part of the sexual ritual. That's some freaky shit,
Sounds
isn't
like that would sting, maybe wake you up a little bit down there.
Little tobacco sting.
Yeah, tobacco's got some sting.
When you think about it, that is cheap. Get some cocaine, President. You fucking use a nicotine down there on the old fucking labibia. Whatever it's called. The labibia.
Or you get some weed put in there.
Something. Some weed. You know they got weed tampons now for a female listener or listeners. Hopefully they do. They have weed infused tampons to get rid of cramps and stuff.
Huh.
It's pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah, that's crazy. Crazy the technology these days.
Just crazy weed technology. You know, one thing I've never like. This is gross, but I've never cared about a period when it comes to sex. Like, that has never bothered me. Like, I don't give a shit. I'm going at it. I'm going to get permission. I'm not going to fucking Weinstein it or nothing, but I'm just saying. I don't
I've
think about
never
that stuff.
experienced it.
Oh, it's not bad.
Seems like more of like a Halloween type
Save it for
type
Halloween.
thing, yeah.
That is a good Halloween gag.
Wouldn't want to do it over the holidays like Christmas and stuff.
Yeah. Little holiday cheer. Get the green weed tampon, a little red blood.
Yeah.
This is getting disgusting. We're the disgustinators. Oh, let me
Yeah.
tell the people about my good news that I told you. One of my heroes, Duncan Trussell, liked one of my tweets.
Oh, yeah.
I said that if I ever die and I'm eaten by an animal, I hope that he eats me 5 dried grams at a time in complete darkness. And Mr. Trussell thought that was funny maybe, and he gave it a little heart. It means a lot when somebody, like one of your little heroes, hearts your shit.
Yeah, and that's crazy. Because we've mentioned him a few times on this podcast.
We have. Because he's the guy that kind of inspired me to even start podcasting. Because he's like, if you think you want to start a podcast, fucking turn this one off and go start one. It's kind of what he said. So I was like, all right. And that's what I did for episode 1 of This Man Sharpens Man.
Yeah. It's cool that there's that influence there.
Yeah.
It's cool that at some point probably you'll be in the same position with influencing people as well.
Maybe. It would be nice. I'd like to get my
someone else to
viewership
start
up.
a podcast.
Yeah. You should start one if you want to get your... Because it's a good way to kind of like... It's like a diary in a way. Because I tell prison stories on here. So it's a good way for me to chronicleize my old days in prison. And because there was a lot of funny shit that went on in there that's definitely worth putting on the record. So I don't forget it when I get all Alzheimer-y.
I actually think I might be starting a podcast. So maybe you are in that position now.
Hell yeah. And then we'll be like twin podcasts.
Reason. Yeah.
That's the way it should be.
All I've got planned so far is... there's a lot of squirrels around my house. I'm going to talk about that around my apartment.
Do a little interview segment with each squirrel.
Yeah.
So what are you nuts about, sir? You know, I seen the cutest fucking video the other day. I'm going to tell you this video because it brought a tear to my eye. This dude found a baby squirrel in his yard, and he, like, recorded himself, like, picking it up and making it his friend. And then he made a little video of himself, like, giving it milk, and he was his friend, and he was raising this baby squirrel, and he was out on his porch. And he had it for like 4 or 5 days, maybe a few days, because he had a couple clips of him doing shit with it. And the baby squirrel was bonding to him. All of a sudden, mama squirrel comes to the porch and like cheeps, cheep, 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 cheep at the baby. And the baby cheep, cheep backs. And then the mama and the baby like decide to get back together. And the mama comes over and touches the guy's hand, like thanks him. And then like grabs her baby and like balls it up. And like I guess the baby squirrel like lets the mama carry it like a ball in its mouth. It'll like hang in the mom's mouth. So the mama picked it up by the scruff and like ran up the power line with it back into the trees and had its baby back after 3 or 4 days of being separated.
It's interesting.
Isn't that cute though?
Yeah, maybe I'll talk about that.
Yeah, talk about some squirrel related stuff.
It's pretty cool.
Squirrels rape. That's pretty bad though. Squirrels,
no, I didn't know that.
They rape. Yeah, they don't have consensual sex. It's all rape.
Have to get some cameras outside my house.
Catch some of that hardcore squirrel rape action.
I'm sure if I had some motion sensor cameras out there, there'd be some cool stuff. Because over the summer, you know, it's kind of close to downtown. There's people, there's animals, there's all kinds of shit.
Who knows how those people and animals interact?
Yeah. One time I heard some drunk people. There's this guy vomiting. Pretty cool, pretty interesting.
A drunk guy being squirrely?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what it
Probably
was.
ate too many acorns.
Too many of them acorns. I've always thought acorns are cool looking. Did you ever used to take the little acorns apart and use the caps as hats for your G.I. Joes?
No.
Yeah, it works. It's pretty cool. Sometimes they're too big, but you can find the right one.
You ever eat an acorn?
No, but I
They're
have
bitter.
tasted it. I didn't eat it. I put it in my mouth. It was bitter as shit.
Yeah, I guess. Didn't do the whole thing, but
People
yeah,
do eat those, though. They are eatable. Edible. Eatable. What a fucking retard I am. They're edible.
Yeah. Sort of like an edible you might consume with marijuana.
Yeah. Marijuana-infused acorns. Those
That'd be good for squirrels.
It
I
would
wouldn't
be.
want to eat one of those.
You know, a lot of animals, the weed doesn't react to them like it does to us. It's like we have cannabinoid receptors or something like that, and that's why it reacts to us. And some animals just don't have it, so it doesn't do shit to them.
Yeah.
But you know, there is a lot of examples of animals getting high in nature. Have you ever heard of some of that? Like dolphins will squeeze these blowfish, these pufferfish that put off a poison, and the dolphins will piss the pufferfish off, so it'll put off the poison.
Oh, I think I have heard that.
And not only will they hit the pufferfish to get high, but they pass it around in a little circle.
Yeah.
So dolphins are like sitting around like that 70s show, like passing the puffer fish around each other.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's kind of interesting. You could go out on a boat or whatever, see some dolphins, and try to blow the weed smoke at them into the water. And they
And
wouldn't
they
get
wouldn't
high.
like it.
Yeah.
They wouldn't like it. But
They
what if
wouldn't
they
be able
just...
to get into the water, I don't
Would it be
think.
hilarious if they tried to catch you and rub a puffer fish in your face?
I wonder what that would do to a human.
I don't know. Probably get you high.
Steve-O probably would have done it. Back
He
in
would
the
put
day.
anything in his ass. He is doing stand-up comedy right now. Did you know Steve-O's doing stand-up?
Yeah, yeah.
Fucking bitch ass. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just a hater. I just hate... His name is Steve-O, so he can just call up pretty much any comedy club and be like, hey, I'm Steve-O from Jackass. I'm doing stand-up. And they'll just be like, all right, you can go up.
Maybe you just go by Steve. That would be kind of creative.
He should. Grow up a little bit, motherfucker. Just be straight Steve.
I knew a cat named Steve and a dog named Kevin.
A dog named Kevin. One of my
Yeah.
best dogs in the world's name is Kevin. Kevin, you probably
cool.
listen to this show once in a while, too,
Maybe
you
it's
bitch.
the same dog.
Maybe it is the same dog.
Small world.
You want me to tell you about this battle I had with a dog named Pepe when I was a kid? I was an asshole
That
kid,
was actually
Charlie.
my Mexican name in a Spanish class.
Was
For some
Pepe?
reason I was Pepe. I don't know what that means.
You know
but
Pepe the Frog, that racist, like, white frog?
no.
Alt-right frog, Pepe the Frog. Have you seen him? No?
I don't think so, no.
No.
Not much of a frog guy.
Aw.
Actually, I did used to catch frogs with my brother back in the day out in the woods.
Whoa.
So I used to be a frog guy.
That's crazy. You and your brother out frog gigging, huh?
Yeah, there's a creek. Still is a creek out there.
There-
Not as many frogs.
Because you guys have eaten them. Did you guys eat their legs?
No.
No.
Now maybe I would.
Now maybe you try some frog legs.
Yeah, if I had to survive, maybe, yeah. But no, we caught them and kept them as pets. We had some lizards too that we'd catch.
I was big on that. I loved lizards and herps when I was a kid. And as an adult. Like, it's how I quit smoking. When I quit smoking, I had a bunch of lizards. I had a gecko. I had a fucking chameleon. I had 32 different types of lizards, actually. Like, I get water dragons, uromastics. I had shit tons of lizards. And I would just, every time I wanted a fucking cigarette, I would go take care of my lizards, and I was straight. It's pretty cool.
Be sort of cool if
And weed helped, too. I smoked a shit ton of
Yeah.
weed when I quit smoking cigarettes.
that
Just
helps.
full disclosure.
Yeah, I just vape now. But it would be cool if
I
you
have
could,
noticed how tough you look when you do that. Like, sometimes I almost feel a little gay because of how tough I think you look when you vape.
I tried to say it a little tougher that time. I think it sounded tougher.
No, you don't look tough. You don't look that tough. Oh, I need to, you know what? I'm actually going to get this show out in time that I'm going to plug our thing. December 9th at Studio Anatomy.
Oh, yeah.
Charlie is producing a goddamn comedy show, and I'm in it. Was that what you're doing? Would you consider yourself producing this thing?
Yeah, we're
That's a
producing
pretty
it.
good achievement for a young man your age to say
Yeah,
that
I'm
you've
excited
produced
about
a
it.
comedy show now.
It's fun to meet
You've
all
really
these
drawn
people.
some big talent with names like LJ.
Yeah, Johnny Hall.
Johnny
LJ,
Hall.
whatever
Oh
you
yeah, I
wanna call him.
retired that fucking LJ. I'm glad I did that too. I don't know why. Like the reason, you know, the reason I was going by LJ. Do you know why I even had that nickname? Did I ever kind of elaborate why I did that?
No. Actually, somebody was mentioning that.
It was because
They
it was my
didn't-
name
they
in
didn't-
prison. That was my nickname in prison. Was LJ.
Is that Little John, right?
Little John
Yeah.
was what it was short for. And
There's
people
that-
always used to ask me if it had something to do with Robin Hood.
Why is it? Well,
I'd
first,
be
why
like, no,
does
it
it?
has something to do with robbing people in the hood.
First, did it have anything to do with? There's this rapper named Lil Jon, like.
He stole my name.
Let's
I
get
was
crazy.
Little John way before
then the
him.
hood. That kind of shit.
I love Little John a little bit, but he stole my
He's
name.
got the most swear words in a song.
He
That's
does.
pretty cool.
I think his one song should be sung at baby showers. That skeet skeet skeet, because I mean he's basically singing a song about baby showers, skeeting all over the
True.
place. That's a
Yeah.
baby shower.
It's a good. It's a very creative individual.
That's a good song.
Yeah.
He was very creative with that song.
Wonder how old he is. Is he dead yet?
Nope, but he's
Okay.
pretty damned old. He was
Huh.
pretty old when he started doing that shit. He's a weirdo
Really?
too.
I didn't know that.
He's kind of sophisticated weirdo.
Maybe. I mean, you make songs like that. There's got to be some sort of genius behind that.
There's definitely a moniker of genius. All right, Charlie, take the floor for a minute. I'm gonna roll this doob, and I can't hold the mic and roll the doob at the same time here at Bootleg Ass Man Sharpens Man Studios. So, tell the people a joke or something, Charlie.
Okay. What's up, guys? Just trying to be interesting here. Getting better at the podcasting thing. Man, it's been crazy. You guys, it's been a crazy few weeks. I've been podcasting and doing shows with LJ. LJ's got some shows in Flint soon. So we're going to be going down to those.
I'm back. I finished rolling. Look how quick I rolled.
That was good.
Quick.
I was
I'm not
running out of
ideas.
I was running out of ideas there.
I used to roll cigarettes in prison and sell them, so I'm a lightning fast roller.
Yeah, I watched you roll. I watched a video of you roll one, actually. I saw one. I was wondering. It took me a second, and then I realized, oh, it's because of the cigarette rolling.
Hell yeah, that's why. I got the lightning quick speed. Yeah,
Maybe
they still haven't fixed the water in Flint, those motherfuckers, so I'm not going to hit the water while I'm down there.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even swim in the pool. Fuck that.
Yeah. That is, yeah.
That's a messed up situations.
Yeah. Maybe we could bring some water for them
We
if they
should
need
take
it.
some water down there. I'm going to fill up some bottles.
Yeah.
They're only getting tap water, them Flintstonians.
Yeah.
In prison, that's what they call themselves.
Flintstones. Maybe that's where Flintstones was made.
Do you remember the old Flintstones vitamins? I used to love those.
Yeah, those are
delicious. Still a Flintstone kid. I'd still eat some Flintstones.
Oh, it's just candy with vitamins in them.
It is. It's one of the worst ideas ever. Anytime you put any kind of medication or vitamin and mix it with candy, it's fucking stupid.
Well, at least it wasn't like aspirin or something like that, because you have people dying every day.
They actually have like jelly. They have gummy flavored Ritalins and Adderalls. They're gummy bears for little kids, so you can get them to chew them.
That's weird.
We need some of them, Charlie.
Yeah.
Where can I get a bag of these motherfucking gummy Adderalls?
Jeez, mix those out. Yeah, you'll be up for 2 weeks.
Be up for 2 weeks, right?
Teeth itching for 12 hours.
Yeah.
It's no fun.
No fun. I'd have a big old moose jaw.
Yeah.
Big, thick, muscular jaw from grinding my teeth.
Yeah.
I was used to tell people that by the time I did that 11 years in prison, I'd get out looking like a fiddler crab. All that jacking off, I figured my right arm would be so big I'd look like. Have you ever seen the fiddler crab?
No.
He's got one big fucking claw and one little claw, and they call him the fiddler crab because it looks like he's got a fiddle. So I used to tell him, I'd be like, I'm gonna look like the fiddler crab by the time I get out of here.
It's like that one scene in the X-rated cartoon Family Guy where Quagmire walks out of his house and one of his arms.
Yeah, he's all ripped in his arm. Yeah, that's how I thought I'd be.
He said he just found out about internet porn.
Just found out, and he had the ripped arm. I did love that. Oh, I just thought of, you know what? Old joke time, Charlie. I got to tell you the old joke. Remember? Said we're going to have an old joke segment on the podcast. Here's my old joke for you. I don't know why what you said just made me think of it, probably because it's a dirty joke. But I thought of it earlier when you said you were on your way to podcast. I said, okay, I got to think of an old joke, and I came up with one. There's this old lady, and she wants to join a motorcycle club. So she goes, a gang, not just a club. She wants to join a motorcycle gang.
Okay.
And see, what made me think of the joke earlier is when you said that Nick Hers wants to be on the show. I was like, oh, Nick Hers is in a motorcycle gang. So I'm going to tell this joke about a motorcycle. He's not in a
Shout out Nick Hers.
Yes, shout out to my Nickers. But anyhow, she wants to join a motorcycle gang. So she goes and she buys a Harley with some of her, like, widower money or whatever. She learns how to drive this thing. She, like, goes on the internet. She learns her little slangs and some of their talk and everything.
Brap.
Yep. Brap. She's pretty badass. So then she finds their hangout. She looks up where they hang out in the town. She finds out there's a local bar. So she goes up in there, and she's got some leathers on. And, you know, she's a granny, though. But she wants, it's like her bucket list thing. So she goes up in this motherfucking bar, and she says, hey, who's the head hombre for this gang here? And they point over. They say, hey, you know, Big Herc over there or whatever. He's the head guy. So she goes over to Big Herc, and she says, hey, I want to join your gang here. And he says, hey, you don't know nothing about this biker lifestyle, Grandma. You need to get out of here. You wouldn't be able to hang with us. And she says, no, I know what I'm doing. I bought myself a hog. I'm ready to ride with you guys. She's like, let me go. She's like, let me in. She's like, I'll do anything to get in. And he's like, no, old lady, you don't understand this lifestyle. He's like, have you ever even been picked up by the fuzz? And she's like, no, but I have been swung around by my tits a couple times. Old joke of the week.
That's great.
That is
That's
great.
a classic one.
A lot of young people
Good
might
one.
not know that the police were called the Fuzz at one point.
No, I knew that.
You knew that?
Yeah.
Thank
I think
goodness.
that's understood slang.
Sometimes old jokes do that. Their slang makes it bad. Like they
Yeah.
used to call roosters and hens cocks and pullets.
Didn't know about pullets.
Yeah, the hen is called a pullet.
Huh.
Why would you add that when you already have one of the animals is named cock? Why are you going to name the female the pullet?
Yeah.
For real? That seems made up as
You
fuck.
say pull a cock if
But
it's
it's
a
real,
Freudian
exactly.
slip.
And then they got the ass in
Excuse
there.
my
They call the
French.
donkey the ass. Hold my cock and pull it while I'm sitting on my ass or something like that.
Jeez, that would just. Well, you could say that in church because
You
those
could.
are all, if you're using it in the right context.
If you were talking to another farmer and you're like, "Hey, ye old farmer,
Yeah.
would thou be interested in holding mine cock and pulling it
Yeah.
whilst I scratch mine ass?
Yeah.
For he has an itch on his behindeth."
Sounds almost like a biblical text.
And
what you're
actually,
just saying.
Moses, that was the 11th commandment, but Moses dropped him and messed the bottom up. So
Huh.
that one got left out.
Huh.
There was a commandment about taking care of your ass. You know, a lot of the Bible,
Shut.
this is weird, Charlie. Like, you know, I'm a Buddhist and shit, but and I'm not trashing the Bible. There's a lot of cool shit in the Bible. But if you really look at the Bible, that shit's almost like a field survival handbook for back in the, BC era. Most of that shit they talk about is just like ways to stay alive. Like don't eat shellfish and shit like that. A lot of the Bible is just like a how-to guide on how not to get sick. Don't have premarital sex and all that. Like if you caught a STD back in the day, you'd go crazy and die at the age of 20. Like that shit was important and people couldn't read. And so the only thing they would listen to was religion. So they would like hide in the religion some like health. So like religion was basically just like health class for morons is what I think it is,
Yeah. Well, as much as they knew at the time.
As
I
much
guess.
as they knew at the
So
time.
moronic now, maybe.
It
But
seems weird now, doesn't it?
yeah.
We are getting into much more of a
But
godless time.
I need to learn more about it though.
About
just-
religion?
Yeah, just to understand a little.
Oh, you
better.
would enjoy it. There's some good stuff in it.
I think it's important to know it, especially. It sounds weird, but especially in this kind of thing. Even in not that I'm gonna joke about religion, but it's important to know things, because you can't go and maybe write something that's comedy related that has something. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I think the general public.
The more you know, the
No.
funny you are. Comedy's
you have
based on
to-
wisdom in a way.
You have to understand things to make
I
fun
think there's
of them.
there's like a sweet
Not that
spot
I'm
for
ever-
comics in that way.
I'm
where
never gonna make fun of or even talk about religion, but I think it's important to understand.
I will make fun of religion and talk about it if it
Yeah.
comes up in my brain. That's how I do comedy. Like my comedy ways is just like whatever rattles around out of my brain. Like I'm not trying to point myself in some direction. But I know some people do. They like try to have a style or a method. But me, like maybe one day I'll like write 4 or 5 one-liners, and then the next day I'll like make a story about some dumb shit,
Mm-hmm.
But you're right. You do got to get educated before you can make jokes about shit.
Yeah.
That's why I think comics got a sweet spot, because like if you're too young, you're just not quite like seasoned enough in the world, and if you're not like ultimately brilliant, you're not going to write a great joke as a real young motherfucker because you haven't had them fucked up experiences yet to that point, So like I think comics have like a sweet spot where they're like you got to hit that 25-30 range before then you've had enough time in the world where you're like haha. But not. I think young comics are cool though. I like when we went downstate and seen them 2 young kids from college. Remember them 2 young kids? I can't remember what their names were.
Yeah.
But they were.
Well,
good
there's some really
comics.
good ones.
Yeah, they were some funny kids.
Not to say anything bad about them, but there's some ones that are way better than them over in Lansing and whatnot.
We got to get back
Some
to
really,
Lansing.
really good comics.
We
in
got
my
to get
opinion.
back.
Some of my favorites.
Man
Lansing,
sharpens
Grand
man,
Rapids.
baby. Being around good comics makes you a better comic.
Yeah.
That girl at the last comedy show we went to was pretty damn funny too. I don't know what her name was. I'm such a bastard.
In Kalamazoo?
No.
I don't.
Locally. At the Rotten Cherries. She was kind of new to the thing. I'm getting too lost on it. I'm not going to be able to think of her name. She don't listen to our show anyhow. So piss on her. She's like an Asian-looking girl.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she's funny. She's been around a few times.
She is fucking
funny.
hilarious.
She
I just
comes
wanted
around
to give
more
a shout out to a
consistently.
female comic because people say females can't be funny. I think females. Jenny's funny as shit. She just hasn't been up in a while. You know it's
Yeah.
Jenny I'm talking about. We'll
Yeah,
keep her
yeah, yeah.
incognito by not pointing her out, but she's funny as hell.
Well,
Both of them
females
are.
make up some of the funniest people in the world. Joan Rivers was funny.
Oh my God, Joan Rivers was great, wasn't she? What a dirty old bitch she was.
That last special we saw of hers a few weeks ago. That was
was
great.
too much. That was too much. It just, and
I
I loved
loved
it
that.
because it just showed how you can, like, thank God for people like her that could bridge the race. Where she's like, she was up there talking about every race. She
Yeah,
was
and
talking
she
about every
looked-
sexuality, and it was
She
offensive
looks-
and great at the same time.
And she looked so clean and good and was so dressed up and talking about all that dirty stuff. It was,
Oh yeah,
it
it
was
works out
great.
nice.
It was
It does
perfect.
work nice, and it's smart. She doesn't just get up there and just be like a dirty old lady, and people laugh.
Yeah, and
because
it's not-
Grandma said fuck.
It's not mean at all either.
No.
Like it's
Because
the
that's
opposite
too
of
simple.
that.
That's too
Yeah.
simple. Like everyone
It's
will
the
laugh at
exact
their
opposite.
grandma if their grandma's like, "Oh fuck."
Yeah.
Like at Thanksgiving, if your grandma said that, you would laugh your ass off.
Yeah.
So everyone gets that, but that's not what she's doing. Like she's up there with some like intelligence, and she
was
knows
great.
what she's doing.
It was
Yeah,
great.
she's got a strut.
Yeah.
She is like the fucking. She reminds me of like a rooster almost, the way she struts around too. She had
Yeah.
that
She had that.
confidence, that
Oh
confident
yeah.
rooster strut.
There's years of confidence.
Yep,
That shit's awesome.
it is very cool. Very cool. Yep, we got to start traveling more. That's one of the things I want this podcast to evolve into too, Charlie. Is me and you kind of chronicling our chasing the comedy pizzai. It'll be fun as shit, you know.
Yeah. I like that idea.
We can tell people about our late night travels, like going to fucking K-Zoo was pretty fun. Driving late at night, Charlie almost ran a motherfucker over and didn't realize it.
Yeah.
Driving down the street, driving down the freeway at 75.
Yeah.
And that was some crazy shit. There was a lot of cops out that night.
Oh yeah, because
You
it
know,
was
there's a
Thanksgiving.
commercial-
It was the eve of Thanksgiving.
Listen what kind of world we live in, man. We live in such a fucking hypocritical society sometimes. There's a commercial on mainstream TV where it's a commercial for data for your phone. But what's happening in the commercial is the person is pulled over by the police, the guy is, and as the police are walking away, his girlfriend is pointing out to him that if he had paid for the data package on the phone, she could have downloaded the app that tells you where all the police are, and then they wouldn't have gotten pulled over for speeding. But it's a
Ah,
commercial
man. It's
for
complicated.
data for like AT&T. But in the commercial, they're kind of like backhandedly like pointing out, hey, don't forget about that little like where's the cops app. I don't even, you know what app I'm talking about, don't you? I don't know what the name of it is. And they're not paying me anyhow, so I don't
No,
give a
I've heard
shit.
about that before.
Yeah, they
could
work
just have
good. Like my
could have
daughter
those
was looking at that
radios
app
or
one time
whatever.
when we were going down the road. That shit was telling us that there was like a piece of debris on the road, and we'd come up and there'd be like half a semi tire. You're like, that thing
I
was
have
dead
heard
on.
of stuff like that. There's an app that will
Yeah, it's
tell
called
you
like
everything.
Road Friend or something.
It'll tell you even if there's a red light. It'll
Yep,
tell you
everything.
where there's cameras at the red lights.
Yep, and the thing is you sign into it, and then it uses your data to tell other people other shit too. But isn't that
Ah.
crazy? The commercial is like,
Interesting.
oh, you could have beat the cops if you had the high speed
Yeah.
data.
Or it
It's
was
like
more old school. You could just go with the monitor.
the old fuzz buster.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I learned
I
about
used
that.
fuzz
and
twice in this
there was,
episode. I just used the word fuzz again to describe
fuzz.
the police.
I haven't said it yet.
Charlie,
I'll
have you
say
ever
it
been
there.
picked up by the fuzz?
Yep, once for driving under the influence of marijuana.
Oh, you told me about that, but
Yeah.
you've never been swung around by them sweet nipples of yours.
No. I had to think about it.
How
but
many
no,
days
not
did
yet.
you sit in jail when that
Just
happened?
one night. Just one night.
One night. Was it fun? Did
I
you
mean,
sleep?
not necessarily. Yeah, I just slept.
Just you were able to sleep. The stress didn't keep you awake.
It
A lot
wasn't
of
really
people
that
stress
stressed.
out and stay up the whole time.
Wasn't that bad? It wasn't
They
that
will
bad. It was
replay. They'll start being
pretty
like
shitty.
fucking
You used a
Perry
lot of money
Mason.
and shit. I guess it was good though, 'cause then I started being a little bit more careful with that stuff.
You started carrying a shotgun, so if you got
Yeah.
pulled over, you could like hold court in the streets. With
Yeah.
your tough self.
Yeah.
I
Like
knew
that
it.
one song you mentioned a few podcasts ago, Cop Killer.
You were rolling around like a cop killer.
Yeah.
That's another thing. I need to expose you to some more better music. I was thinking about that today. You have never listened to any Deftones. You probably hardly have listened to, like, you don't know about any good music, do you, Charlie?
No,
I
I
gotta
don't.
put you onto some good music.
Not much of a music head.
I think like every episode, we're gonna put you some music homework. And this episode, I want you to go home and listen to some Deftones before the next time we do
I've probably
it.
heard that actually. I've heard the name.
You will like the Deftones. They'll get you amped up. What about like you like some heavy shit? You like old heavy shit, Charlie?
Yeah, I make R&B. I don't know if that's heavy, but
It's not that
Like
heavy,
metal?
but maybe you should start making some metal R&B. That's
I've
a new
made punk.
genre.
I've been in punk bands many times.
I love punk. Have you ever listened to the Misfits?
Yeah.
I love the
I was
Misfits.
in a band called Steamy Korea. I was in a band called
Steamy Korea.
I was in a band called The Rockers.
That sounds just one band away from Two Girls in a Cup. The Rockers.
Yeah.
That would be a hard band for me to be in.
It
I feel
was
corny as shit.
It was fun. I didn't know how to play the guitar, but I played the guitar, and we wore like mummy
Grandma suits?
outfits. No, we wore mummy outfits, and we had one music video, and it was filmed in my friend's house. That was crazy. And then I was in a band called YOLO Moment, sort of a punk rap group.
That one sounds like maybe the most terrible now above the Rockers. At first I thought the Rockers was the most terrible, and I was like, well, we found the bottom, but then you like shattered the glass bottom and found a new low.
Yeah, YOLO Moment's the real core of it.
YOLO Moments.
We had 20 songs that had
About
music
different
videos.
YOLO moments.
Yeah, that had music videos, and then we probably had a catalog of about 40 songs. Probably about 60 to 80, because we had a few mixtapes.
Good Lord.
And
you only live once, but it sounds like you made a lot of songs.
Yeah, made a lot of songs with them. With all the other
Nice.
shit, it was just fucking around. I did do one open mic at Left Foot Charlie's with a band.
We need to actually get together with your little stuff that you got, and you need to show it to me. Not that I want to learn it, but we need to sit down and make a fucking intro for my podcast here.
Yeah, I'd like
we
to
can sing
perform
it,
live.
We
too.
can auto-tune it, or we can sing it. It would be nice.
I could perform one of the songs too live in studio.
Hell yeah, we could do both.
Because I'm thinking this R&B album, it's kind of made for the live atmosphere, for kind of a concert atmosphere.
Yeah, you could play it at strip clubs live.
Yeah.
You
Sort of
could
made
go
for
play
that.
live in people's bedrooms while they made sweet love to your music.
Sort of made for that Airbnb sort of atmosphere.
Airbnb.
Those kind of shows.
What does
Small house
Airbnb
shows.
mean? I've heard that. Is that just a bed and breakfast? What's the air part?
Air is maybe if you're flying to the place, you might fly.
I didn't know what
Possibly.
the air part of it was. I'm like, why did
that's
they
just a
add air
guess.
to the B&B? Because I knew B&B was
Lot of-
breakfast, and then all of a sudden they're doing this Airbnb.
A lot of people might use an airplane to travel.
Must be. I don't know.
I don't know. If you're using an Airbnb, you probably don't have the money for an airplane.
Some
So-
kind of shit. I don't know why they added the word. The word air seems redundant and unnecessary. Because, of course, you're not going to stay at a B&B next door. That's like
Yeah.
going to your fucking neighbors or something. I don't know. Hey,
Yeah.
can I borrow a cup of sugar and stay the night? Like,
It's just, yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that.
Airbnb. They just want to sound fancier. That's all it is. They want it to sound exclusive, so they put air in it.
Airheads. It's almost like Airheads, the candy.
Those are delicious. If you have a loose tooth, those motherfuckers can pull it right out, though.
It's actually, yeah, it's good for you. It's like a dog chewing on a bone.
Yeah, it's like what's a greenie for humans.
Yeah.
those give them to your kids to keep their teeth clean.
Yeah.
I chewed on plastic a lot when I was a kid. I didn't have like that weird thing where I ate it and swallowed it, but like the rings off of pop bottles, I used to fucking tear those bitches up.
I collected lead in elementary school. My friend and I did.
Lead?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh, I found a fucking bottle of mercury and played with it when I was a kid. I was pouring it in my hands and shit and spilled it in the carpet and it wouldn't vacuum up like that. Like I'd be sitting in the living room watching TV at night on the floor and I'd still find beads of that mercury in the carpet for the whole time we lived at the house that I spilled it at.
Maybe that's where part of your comedy comes from.
It's mercury-based comedy. I bet
Sounds
it
like
is.
a Superman story.
It's like good fish. No good fish doesn't have mercury in it.
Yeah. We were actually just talking about fish earlier. Dolphins.
Dolphins. Yep, the other mammal fish.
That's the sound they make, I think.
Would you eat some dolphin? I would. I feel like I'd eat a slice of dolphin.
Probably make you smarter.
It would be. You could take
It's
out.
like
Have
fish
you ever
oil.
seen that shit about there's this dude that's like a PCP wizard, and he does PCP and preaches to people about like wizardry and like manipulating the earth and shit. And I was like watching some of his YouTube videos, and this dude fucking said that he went to the ocean and did a shit ton of PCP, and then he started talking to the dolphins, and they explained to him that sand dollars are actually like dolphin USB chips, and the dolphins can go up to the sand dollar and they could chee 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 chee, and they like imprint a message in the sand dollar that other dolphins can then go download, so it's a way they can send messages around. And they've taught him that technology, but he can only do it when he's high on PCP. So he can get like ripped on PCP, find sand dollars, and tell you what messages dolphins have left for you in them.
So he might need a Kickstarter or something for more
Hell
research.
yeah, because what a talent.
Yeah.
What a true visionary this
And
PCP wizard
and I
is.
couldn't say, I don't know that much about dolphins, so he could be correct.
He could be
saying
very
that.
correct.
Or sand dollars, for that matter.
Exactly. I know shit tons about PCP, though. No, don't do I've never done that shit, but that shit, I've seen old videos. Like I did some studying for this one podcast I did where I was talking about Alexander Shuglin. He's like the doctor of like tripping and medicine and like all MDMA and a lot of different hallucinogenics as he invented them. But I was doing research into some drugs, and that's when I was looking up this PCP stuff. And they had videos from back in the 40s and 50s when they were first developing PCP of people that were wide awake while they were getting like appendix surgery. So like they're just sitting there like looking down at their stomachs while the doctors got their guts out cutting a piece off of it, and they're just like okay with it.
Must
so
be
you
powerful.
can see, yeah, that's some powerful shit. So yeah, that's not a good. It totally disconnects your brain from your body. Basically, was the description of what happens.
That's not a good thing to happen either.
No, I don't feel like that's good. I would not want to be trapped in my mind. I feel like I would come out. I would be touched.
Your arm could fall out and you wouldn't even know it.
I would be damaged after I had been trapped in my own mind for a while. It would be a horrible fucking experience, Charlie. No one would want to be in there. It'd be like being in a dryer with a brick.
Be a good horror movie.
Being like locked in a dryer with a brick.
Sounds like a horror movie title. Dryer
with a brick. Dryer with a brick. Dun dun.
Any filmmakers out there? Maybe we get some.
We gotta get some of our shorts made, Charlie. We gotta get Josh Paul on board with this. Josh Paul, you goddamn Indian motherfucker.
Actually,
get on board with us and start recording some shit.
I don't know if I told you that story, but I actually met him in Planet Fitness once.
Oh, you did tell me.
Yeah.
He said, I'm planning on fitting this scalp in my bag of scalps when you met him, right?
Yeah.
No, he doesn't scalp people.
No, he doesn't. I said yes, but
yes, but you know he does.
I was going along with the joke.
But yeah, when they were scalps, when they used to scalp people, they probably used to get a lot of lice-infected scalps because cowboys were gross.
Yeah.
Disgusting scalps.
Yeah. It's probably a lot of pomade too. So.
Pomerade, that stuff for your hair?
Yeah.
I don't use none of that stuff anymore. You know what's weird is sometimes like black people hair products don't work good on white people. And vice versa.
It makes sense though. They have a different sort of hair.
They do. But I tried to use some Magic Shave before, which is like this just add water powder that like is like Nair, but you put some water with it and then you put it on. It's supposed to like eat your hair off. That shit almost ate my skin off. I had chemical burns on my face.
It'd be good for a zombie movie, maybe.
Yeah, it'd be good to
actually
turn
be realistic
into a zombie.
about
It almost killed me. My face was on fire for 2 days.
Jeez.
I do not know what the difference is, but that stuff is not made for white people.
Oh, that must have been it, yeah. Because white, yeah.
White ain't right. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck it was.
White ain't night either.
White ain't
night
nice right now. There's a lot of white guilt. People feel guilty that they're even white. It's a weird phenomenon going on right now. Like white people will see other white people and they'll be like, "You white motherfucker."
I know a few people like that actually.
Isn't that a weird thing that's happening?
That feel bad about being white and talk bad about white people. Which
you
is
really shouldn't feel
which
good
is
about
interesting.
it, I guess. I don't know. Maybe you should. Woohoo! I'm white. No, I don't feel that way.
Yeah, I don't think about that.
I used to catch more flack in prison being a white motherfucker. Like I really did.
Yeah.
It's and another thing is like you learn not to like white people in prison because when you're in there, so many white people in prison are in there for CSC shit.
What's that?
Criminal sexual conduct, like touching kids and shit. Like
seems like there'd be more insane white people than
There's more insane
black
and
people.
more child molester white people. Like you don't meet any black child molesters hardly, but the white child molesters is off the hook in there.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Tell me why. Like I don't want to hate my own people, and I don't. But why? There's no reason for it, but it's weird. I think it's a money thing. I almost think it's a privilege thing. that society has delivered us, and like nobody really like I don't think anyone understands it because
Well,
it's like it'd be a racist thing to even look at. Like you don't hear that in the world. People don't tell you that.
yeah.
That's not a general stereotype where you're like, oh, white people are child molesters, but in prison, like you gotta
Well,
almost prove you're not.
Well, with the black people thing, I don't know. I don't know that much about it,
Money.
but
It was money.
yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like it's you're born into certain things,
Yeah.
and it sucks, but you gotta if you're born into that, that's gonna be how you're probably making money.
Yep.
But with that, it doesn't have to do really with money.
Exactly.
You know,
it
it
has
has
more to do with
nothing-
power and shit,
Yeah.
and weird shit. Exactly. Harvey Weinstein shit.
Yeah,
You know what
more
that
of
Harvey
an
Weinstein
illness.
was doing?
Kinda
He
thing.
was trying to jack off in front of people.
Huh.
And same
It's
with
like
the Louis C.K.
Yeah, like Louis C.K.
What kind of shit is that? That's some prison shit. They call that gunning them down. In prison, people do that in prison. They call them gunning a bitch down. What they'll do, and like I'm not saying bitch like I don't want people to think I'm sexist. I'm just saying it like it would be said in prison. Like that would be
Yeah,
what a guy
gotta
would
be
say. He'd be like,
realistic.
I'm going to gun this bitch down. But anyhow, what he would do is he would stand in his bars with a mirror, and he would get himself primed by jerking his stuff, you know, like a fluffer, and he'd be right at the point of about to blast, and then he would like kind of try to maintain that spot as the female guard is coming, and then right when she gets in front of the cell, bow, he blasts. That's what gunning him down is.
Oh, I thought it was a male thing.
No,
Whereas
you try
another
to shoot.
prison,
You try to.
right.
So you're basically trying to money shot a female.
Huh.
Isn't that terrible?
Yeah, that is weird.
And that's some jail shit. That's basically what Louis C.K. was doing.
Yeah.
And he had
That's it.
access to regular
kinda
sex.
thing.
You have
Yeah.
access to regular fucking sex, and you're gunning people down. You freaky motherfucker.
Yeah. Some
You know,
kind
you,
of
you know what your new
imbalance or
comic name
something.
could be? You could be Louis D.I. Yeah, you're Louis D.I. and he's Louis C.K. Louis D.I.C.K.
Oh.
That's pretty stupid.
Like the D word.
Maybe he'll just come out, like he'll come out as a new person. He'll be Louis D.I. and he'll grow some hair in the front of his head and shave the back. Put some Rogaine all on the front and grow himself a front horseshoe.
I was actually thinking about this. Louis C.K. This is sort of interesting. If you try to spell it out, it sounds like Louis Cock almost.
It does.
Or you could say like kick.
Louis Cuck.
But if you don't, or Cock, yeah. But that's like his.
It's like
in
a
his
hint.
name almost. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like he was hinting to it the whole time.
Yeah.
Whereas like you see the
Because if you didn't know that it was
CK,
two words.
when I get you in private, I'm going to show you the D.I. part of my name.
Yeah.
You're going to see the D.I.C.K. Like that's probably was a setup where people that would meet him would be like, hey, what does C.K. mean? He'd be like, I'll show you right now.
Yeah. I
It's
got
my
that.
cock. I'll show you my C.K. right now.
C-O-C. He's got the O-C.
He's
in
got
the middle.
OCD.
He's got the O-C. Yeah.
Oh, did you see my D?
Sort of got a rhyme to
OCD.
it.
Oh, see my D. Oh, see my D. Oh, see my D. Remember we said we were going to start a spontaneous rap segment? There it was.
Yeah.
Louis C.K. has OCD. He says, oh, I want you to see my D. That's exactly what he's got.
I think the rap world is almost calling your name.
This is
With all
screaming
this,
for
yeah.
me. Trap rap. That's what I need to rap about. Trap rap.
Rapping in the trap.
No, I need to actually move to Alaska and try to like trap minks and pelts and then make raps about it and be like, I'm a real trap star because I'm up here like wolverines and badgers and shit. I trapped a possum and turned him into a wallet. I keep my fucking gold that I pan from a stream in. I'm a trap rapper, bitch. Real
Fish
traps.
for eels and whatnot.
Yeah,
in
fish
Alaska.
around, trade salmon for sex with the natives.
Salmon's good. I
It
don't know
is,
if
but
I'd
sex with the natives
sex
was even
over-
better.
Yeah. You get some good.
Sex with the natives.
There's native Alaska. What are those called? Those igloo people?
That's something. They don't call them Eskimos, though, I found out. That's the N-word to them. I never knew that growing up. It's such a cute
Really?
word.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
either.
there's Eskimo kisses.
Huh.
And that's the N-word. So they're N-word kisses.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly. Everything Eskimo pies, guess what those are now?
Jeez.
Eskimo everything is not good anymore.
I can just think of it in my mind.
As the
It's
N-word.
vulgar.
Yeah, I learned it was the N-word, and I was like, that's terrible. And they've tricked us into saying it.
Crazy These words, just words.
Words, they're just words. That's why I say
Yeah.
them, is because people know I'm just joking for real. But like when Donald Trump says some Sacagawea shit or whatever he said, Pocahontas. Did you hear the shit he called the fucking Senator Pocahontas? He's talking to a couple
Man,
Navajo
no.
chiefs that helped like code talk during World War II and save the whole free world, and he's like honoring them because he has to, not because he thought of it, because it's on the agenda. You know what I'm saying? But he's there doing that shit, and then while he's doing it, he like shoots a jab at the senator lady by calling her Pocahontas. He's like, "Oh, did you hear we got one in the Senate called Pocahontas?" Because she had like made up a fib about being partial Indian or whatever. But she probably
Sheesh.
thought she was. She probably got told she was or something. You
She
know what I
was
mean?
Pocahontas.
Yeah.
Maybe she was the actor in the movie.
Maybe she was. An actor in the cartoon?
Yeah, voice actor. 'Cause you know he wouldn't recognize her probably.
You probably
Unless
wouldn't.
he's not a cinema buff, I don't think.
Wonder what kind of. Oh, we're doing good. Good on time. We're coming up at the end of the podcast, Charlie. You got anything you want to talk about before we end this motherfucker up?
Oh, we already said it, but that December 9th show is gonna be
December
fun.
9th show. I'm excited for that. Studio Anatomy. Get your ass down there. It's by the
Yeah.
Gaijin Ramen place.
Yeah.
They fucking sell ramen there. That's ridiculous. Oh, I still need to do my cook-up, man. We're going to do a prison cook-up. I'm going to invite some of the comics, and we'll make a prison cook-up, like authentic prison style. All the ingredients will be like stuff I could have got while I was in the joint.
I'll show up hungry, so.
It's going to be sweet. I can't wait to do the prison cook-up. We'll do a podcast directly following it. Or maybe we'll do one while we're there. Have a couple people like stop in, and that'd be kind of cool. I need a bigger soundboard, man. I need a fucking sponsor. If anyone out there's listening, sponsor Man Sharpens Man. Give Charlie some money to give to me if you see him out in public. He's the sexy blonde guy that looks like Fabio. If you guys are wondering,
I'm
if we just got
blonde.
listeners that are wondering what Charlie looks like, he's got a giant bulge in his pants where he keeps his money. That's what he looks like. He's like a short Jew person.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's where I get my confidence.
Super
and
sexy.
stuff.
from his giant bulge
Stuff
of
like
money.
that. Yeah.
Just a freak. He's got freaky confidence. He's got that pull your dick out in front of a stranger and just beat it confidence.
Yeah. Precisely.
You
I'm
wonder where he got
dripping
his
in
confidence for the
confidence.
stage. That's some confidence to just be like the fucking orange fucking, raincoat guy just whipping your shit open for everyone to see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Louis C.K., you motherfucker. I never really watched much of his comedy. He had a special that came out a while ago, and I started to watch it, and he was talking too much about abortion.
Huh.
I don't want to hear jokes about abortion, man. I don't give a shit. So I quit watching it, and I started watching Teen Titans or something.
Huh.
Like a cart. I don't know what I was watching. Something else. But I quit watching that.
Yeah, it's odd. It's
Have
an
you seen
odd
that Neil Brennan
situation.
special, 3 mics?
Yeah,
That shit
That
touched
was
my
amazing.
heart. That was beautiful.
yeah.
That was beautiful. He's liked one of my comments before, too.
Yeah,
it's
he
a
told
big
me
thing.
that. That's
it's
cool,
a big thing
too,
when
yeah.
I like social media for that, where your heroes can give you that little wink. It gets you some air in
Yeah.
your sails, man. It puts some air in your sails.
Yeah, it's a good feeling.
It is. But don't let it. The key is even though that's a good feeling, you can't be all stan about it and let it be a bad feeling when they don't.
Yeah, you gotta still be
You gotta be like,
realistic.
well, these are busy motherfuckers with billions of followers.
Yeah.
If once in a while they give me a nod, cool. You
Yeah.
know. Even Joe Rogan gave me a nod on Facebook one time.
That's
I told
awesome.
him that he could stop by and I'd teach him how to grow weed, and he just hit the like to my comment. But
Nice.
just even taking the time to hit a little like is big to a motherfucker, you know.
Yeah.
All right, man. Let's get up off this air, Charlie. You got to go wash some fucking dishes or
Oh,
whatever
yeah.
you do there. Go deal with your addy daddy. Addy daddy. That's an inside joke. Sorry, people. But anyhow, for Man Sharpens Man, this is LJ, now John Hall, and Charlie Settles signing off. Are you going to say anything, Charlie?
Peace.
Peace. Peace, Pod Micronaut.